Welcome to the PCT 45th Anniversary Open House, featuring Opera Tonight with singers Diana Skavronskaya and Robert Meade, with accordionist Ron Borelli, Rudy Evenhouse, showing you how you could make your own talk show, Corey Smith with PCT's Community Connections, also featuring Theater of the Mind with Cami Ferry. Learn how you can create your own TV show, radio show, or podcast at the PCT 45th Anniversary Open House.
Yes. That is the PCT 45th Anniversary Open House. My name is Marty Anaya, and what we're going to be doing here is we're going to actually show you how to make television. Now, when I say television, hey, insert other terms here. We could be talking about a podcast. We could be talking about something that never even lands on television. Maybe it's for the internet primarily. I will tell you right now, we are going out over Roku. Anybody ever heard of Roku? Rudy, you know what Roku is? Okay. We are going out over Roku right now as we speak. We are going out over Apple TV. Anybody Apple TV? You've heard of it? And we're also going out live on Pacific Coast .television, or I should say .tv. But we are Pacific Coast Television, and we're here for the coast side. And if you want to make your show, your radio show, your podcast, your TV show, we're going to show you today how it's done. So we've got a lot of stuff in store for you this afternoon. As they were saying, we've got Theater of the Mind coming up and some other wonderful things, okay? So for the time being, what we want you to do is think about either sitting back, kicking back, and relaxing and trying to figure out this thing, like what is community media? Now, when we say 45th anniversary, we've been here for 45 years as a nonprofit. The reality is PCT is the longest running community media center in the nation. And what that means is that we've been here much longer than 45 years. We actually date back to 1966 as an entity. So you do that math. That's a little bit longer than 45 years. But as a nonprofit, as a 501c3, we've been here for 45 years serving the coast side and serving the hopes and dreams of folks just like you. All right? So we got a lot of stuff in store today. All right? And we have Diana and we have Ron, who are going to be joining us from Opera Tonight. So I'm going to bring them in just a second here. Diana, why don't you come on in? We're going to have you stand right here. And Ron, come on in, brother. The water is fine. I'm going to have you sit right there. Good to see you, brother. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Yeah, man. Just come on in. You're looking good, brother. Yeah, you're looking good. And Diana, we're going to have you right here, dear. All right. Now, Diana, do me a favor and tell me your last name so I don't butcher it on television.
My name is Diana Skavronskaya.
Skavronskaya. That's beautiful. You said it so well, too, I might add. Way better than I would have. And Ron Borelli. Did I get that right, Ron?
Perfect.
All right, perfect. Now, Diana, if you would, tell me what you're going to be singing today.
Puccini's aria.
Okay.
Aria Mimi.
Aria Mimi.
From opera La Bohème.
Okay, beautiful.
And beautiful arias, laureate aria from opera Gianni Schicchi, and wonderful song Come Prima.
And Coma Prima. Okay.
Neapolitan
Now,
song.
you guys let me know. Are you ready?
We're ready.
They're ready. All right, folks. Now, again, it's Opera Tonight. Diana and Ron, folks, take it away.
Al tuo grido d'amore, torna sola Mimi, al solitario nido, ritorna un'altra volta a
It may be hard to believe, but Pacific Coast Television has been serving the coastside since 1968.
In Pacifica, it turned out, there was in fact a TV class at Oceana High School. And what wound up happening from there was this gal that was working with them said, hey, let's get our own little studio here in Pacifica. Studio 70 then became really the first local cable station here in town, becoming one of the first, if not the first, cable station in the country.
So Rick Miller is going to get a chance to kick Terranova into a good shot here. Now if he gets a good punt off, he can give the pressure on Oceana.
Broadcasting with heavy, old black and white cameras, PCT covered the Pacifica oil spill and won an Emmy in 1972. Amazingly, the oldest person on the crew was only 15.
There was a giddy freedom about the place. So anything that we thought was interesting and fun and colorful or new, we just covered it.
By the 1990s, PCT had become a destination site for interns and broadcast students from across the Bay Area, and saw its schedule filled with imaginative, award-winning shows and local government coverage.
Very proud of our Channel 26.
People at Channel 26 invited me down to work on the auction, and I had a blast, and hopefully we raised a little bit of money for Channel 26.
PCT is a team effort, working with the cameras and working with the equipment. Every time I come, I never know what I'm going to work on, but I always enjoy myself.
This is a lot of fun. It's a learning environment. It's a laboratory where you get to test new ideas, see what works and see what doesn't work. And when you work on other people's productions, you get an idea of what will work on your production.
In 2011, PCT expanded its reach down the coastside to bring programming to Half Moon Bay, Moss Beach, and a dozen other cities as far south as Pescadero. PCT provides coverage of the coastside's many political meetings and major events, such as the Pumpkin Festival, and programs 2 cable channels, one on either side of Devil's Slide. PCT recently completed an expansion program into HD streaming online, and it has built a vast archive of on-demand programming, available on any screen, on any device, at any time. Pacific Coast Television is the gold standard in community media programming.
Here at Pacific Coast Television, we need your help. Our studio's complex has been sold. But thanks to the Pacifica community, we have the opportunity to purchase our unit. You can donate now on our website, www.pacificcoast.tv.
Wow! We are back, and thank you guys. That was pretty amazing. I don't know. You were in the room. You caught that.
I was in the room. That was gorgeous. I got like San Francisco quality opera in my backyard.
Yes, you did. Right here in little old Pacifica. I got my man, Mr. Tiger Jazz, Carrie's Big Stick. Twirls Big Stick. I'm going to get it right if it's the last thing I do.
That could be our next segment. I could bring my stick and twirl it for everybody to...
How did you get that name? Is it because
no,
you have
literally twirl a big stick.
You literally twirl a big stick.
Literally in my car right now.
Maybe we could have you come back and do a little demonstration of this for us.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
How did you get into twirling big sticks?
So when I would walk down to Odstead School, when I was in elementary school, when I was just a wee little, there was like one neighbor that had a bamboo garden in their backyard, and occasionally I would pick up this stick, and then I would just start twirling it. My father was a little bit into juggling, so it kind of made sense that I would...
Seems like it became a vocation at some point, right?
Yeah, and as I got older, I became more interested in some of the martial arts uses of the bow staff and cultivating something that resembled technique, twirling the thing. And so just it became a meditation over time, really.
And you became an author?
Pen is the biggest stick of all. Well, pretty
and
much.
eventually became a city council member for the city of Pacifica. Now, that's the part, when you think about all the different kinds of, I guess, things in a person's wheelhouse, I didn't see that one coming, to be really quite frank with you. But now you're in your, second year on council?
Yep, second year.
And you're still there, which means some
no
good things must be
recalls this
happening.
week,
No recalls have happened. So tell me about that. Tell me about that aspect, about being a city councilman. That must be a heavy stick to bear, right?
Yes and no. It's part and parcel with being an active member of my community. And it wasn't intuitive to wind up being a council representative, but I was dismayed by some of the level of discourse I saw, and I was showing up regularly anyway. So I figured, well, if I'm showing up regularly and anybody has interest in me trying to raise that level of discourse, I'll give them the opportunity to give me the opportunity, and we'll see if we can all embrace an opportunity together. So here I am.
You know what? That's a fascinating conversation, because let's talk about that for a second. The level of discourse and running of a democracy. Now, I've always said that Pacific Coast Television is here to be your local C-SPAN, right? And by the way, last week we went to a conference, Alliance for Community Media, where we heard the head of the Alliance for Community Media confirm to all in attendance that PCT is the longest running community media center in the United States.
How cool is that?
Which means in the world. But again, the big important part of that is the G part, the government part, and showing transparency in government, but also doing it in such a way that people get to not only have their voice heard, but also, I guess, raise the level of discourse. So what's your modus operandi? What is your methodology by going about having people be heard, but at the same point trying to, because let's face it, we're living in a pretty vitriolic time right now.
I start with this benefit that I'm not an ideologue. I don't come in with a pre-baked ideology. I have leanings, but they're never to the exclusion of what people are telling me is really important to them. And when I'm listening to what somebody's saying, even if I don't agree, I'm listening for where that idea, where their passion is coming from. Because wherever it's coming from is a very common human place. And if I have that basic understanding from the get-go, where you're coming from is fundamentally something that I want too, even if I disagree about how to get there. Now I can converse with you, not necessarily with what you think we should do, but what you think we should accomplish. And it's a little different.
No, I get it. And empathy. It sounds like what I hear is that you empathize with the other person. You might not like their style, but you empathize with where they're trying to get.
To be able to disagree respectfully is so much better than just saying, you're wrong. Or, you're right is great too, but okay, why are you right? Then maybe I can explain it a little bit. And even if I'm in a room filled with people all who agree the same thing, maybe there's somebody watching on PCT at home who is thinking to themselves, well, I would do it otherwise. But maybe it's helpful to that person if they understand why I'm casting my vote, why I'm agreeing with the room that I'm seeing, even though right now I'm not hearing their voice, so that they know that I can talk about it with them later.
That's amazing. Okay, so there are 2 seats open in Pacifica. This next Saturday, we're going to be looking at the folks that will take over for the county supervisor that represents the coast side. Currently, that seat is occupied by Don Horsley, but there are at least 4 or I think 5 contenders. Do we know there are 2 seats open in Pacifica? If you were going to tell somebody, 3.
3.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So we have
one of them has an incumbent, and 2 of them.
2 have an incumbent.
2 have an incumbent.
Yep. Sue Beckmeyer and Mary Beer, our current mayor.
Okay.
There are incumbents for districts 5 and 3.
I know, these are newly arranged districts, so we're still trying to figure that all out. So if somebody's watching at home and they have those kinds of requisite skills, they have that empathy gene, they have the ability to listen and to hear other diverse points of view, and then to synthesize those ideas in order to come up with a good decision, what would you tell that person or those persons that are watching right now in terms of how they can get involved?
For me, the important thing was always showing up. You show up at council chambers, you learn how we work. And you also can meet city staff. You can talk to us council folk there. When we're off the dais in between or after the meeting, it's a laid-back way to get to know everyone. And after that, it's just a matter of filling out the paperwork in August, and you campaign.
All right, it's government in action. This is how you run a democracy, folks. It starts at the local level. And at PCT, we're going to be covering all of those important forums. If people run, if people don't run, we're going to be there so that you can understand what's going on with your local city council. Again, county board of supervisors and all the special districts. A lot of people don't have a really kind of a firm grasp on all the things from water and sewer to, all the different things that keep your society running. When you turn on that water spigot, you just expect it to be there, but you don't know all the stuff that goes on. And that's why we're here, is so that we can help you understand those things, okay? So, Tiger Jazz twirls. Big Stick, thank you so much. Maybe we'll get you back. I don't know how long you got. I don't know how long you can hang out, but maybe we'll get him back to do a little demo. Right now, we're going to go out to a little bit of some. Recently, we did our PCT honors. Okay. Now, this is where we recognize people in public, education, and government realms for the amazing work that they've done. We are in the process of looking for the PCT honorees for 2022. So if you have any ideas, send them to martin@pacificcoast.tv or just give us a call, 355-8000. So think about it. Think about who you would want to nominate as an honoree as you look at these previous honorees. We'll be right back. Stay right there.
It's so great to be with you. Let me just at the very outset say how lucky we are to have PCT in the community. I mean, it's very rare to have a public TV station in a community, large or small. And what we do know is at a time when the news is not trusted much, 4 out of 5 people in this country trust local news more than they trust the cable news. And among young people between the ages of 18 and 29, much more likely to trust local news. So it's important for us to keep PCT alive and well. And I just want to give a shout out to you, Marty, and everyone associated with PCT for doing an extraordinary job. As it relates to the issue of military sexual assault, it's been a scourge in the military forever. And for 10 years, I've been trying to get these cases taken out of the chain of command and have been, hit by a brick wall. But over the last few years, we've made great strides. And now there's 20,000 service members that are sexually assaulted each year. Only about 6,000 will report, less than 500 are subject to courts martial, and less than 250 actually serve any time. So it's really important for us to take these cases out of the chain of command so that those who are victimized by sexual assault are in a position to report it. And if it's not in the chain of command where you have independent prosecutors and investigators, much more likely to happen. A tragic case last year of a young woman, Vanessa Guillen, who was murdered and had been a victim of sexual harassment, really brought this to a head at Fort Hood in Texas. So I'm really pleased that we now have it in the Defense Authorization Act, and very optimistic that we are going to be changing the law as it relates to sexual assault in the military, along with issues around domestic violence and child abuse and the like, taking them all out of the chain of command.
Well, Jackie, I want to thank you for that. And I want to say, again, just we're grateful. We're grateful to have a representative like you in Congress who really is looking out for her constituents and who really is trying to better the lives of people both locally and with this particular issue that you've brought to the fore. Our folks that are in uniform. I can't go on enough about how, so many people pay lip service to, I'm proud to be an American and I support the troops and all that. But you're really putting your money where your mouth is. And we thank you for that. And I really can't thank you enough for everything you've done here on the coast side. Again, Jackie, it is a supreme. It's our honor. We call it PCT Honors. We're honoring you. It's our honor. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Well, it's my honor, and I haven't forgotten Pacifica. Pacifica has always been there for me, and I am there for them. And we're working hard with the Corps of Engineers right now to get more funding to deal with the vicious ocean. As beautiful it is, sometimes it is very vicious as it hits Pacifica, and we're looking at ways to fund the repairs along the coastline in Pacifica.
Sure,
so,
absolutely, yeah, and for that matter, up and down the coast side, I know it's a huge issue. We serve all the way to Pescadero, and I can tell you, I hear the same complaints in Pescadero that I hear in Pacifica, that I hear in the Mid Coast, and so thank you for that. Thank you for the attention to that.
It's my privilege to do it.
I'm Lynn Ruth Miller. I'm from California.
You were coming out of bake to cake.
What is it you do? I tell jokes. Okay. And I also strip. But I can't strip here because they only give you 2 minutes, and I can't take my clothes off in 2 minutes. The first time I was on stage was when I was 71, and as soon as I got on stage, I was hooked. I'm 78. I'm going to be 79 pretty soon.
Oh, wow. You would never know that.
Yes, you would. If I took off my clothes, you'd be convinced. And I do.
Hello.
Hello.
What's your name, please?
Lynn Ruth Miller.
And from your accent, I guess you're from America?
I'm from San Francisco.
San Francisco. So how long have you been doing what you're about to do?
I first went on stage when I was 71.
So what did you do before you went on stage?
I had 2 failed marriages. Both husbands are still alive.
Really?
I know, it's a shame.
Are they here with you? I think you've already started, so go ahead.
You've given me 2 minutes up here because you think that's all the time I've got left. Well, I can hardly blame you. I've had so many body replacements that when I go through airport security, it sounds like I just hit the jackpot in Vegas. But I love going through airport security now because they explore your sensitive areas. And my 2 husbands couldn't find them.
PCT has been around as long as Pong.
Well, guess what? We're all grown up now. Yep, that's right. Not your grandpa's TV station, but a 21st century state-of-the-art media center. Let's make history together. Go to pacificcoast.tv. Support PCT now. All right, I had forecast and foretold that our man, Tiger, was going to come back and he was going to twirl his big stick. Now, he has the big stick and he is going to twirl the big stick, but as the quick look on the Swatch Watch commands, right now we have something else to do. So first of all, let me tell you, if you're just tuning in, you're tuning in to the PCT Open House, right? It's our 45th anniversary as a nonprofit entity. We're actually about 12 years older than that, as I just told the story to a couple of our esteemed panel here, who we're going to introduce in just a moment. However, folks, this is what you need to know. If you want to be part of the oldest community media center in the United States and a 21st century community media center where you can make TV shows, podcasts, and do all the work that you want to do to support your community, well, guess what? You're in the right place to do it. It's pacificcoast.tv worldwide. And of course, we're going to be here till 5 o'clock, guys. Come down, grab some food, grab a soda, take a little tour of the facility, and start to imagine what you can do. We're at 580 Crespi Drive right here in Pacifica, California. And you could do a lot worse this afternoon because you know what? Come down here, pack a lunch, put a little, you know what I mean? We get your flip-flops and then go across to the beach. Make it a twofer. Make it a twofer. It's a fantastic day out. All right, without further ado, I ought to introduce our panel right here. Now, this panel is going to help me play a game. Actually, it's going to help our next guy that I'm going to introduce because he's the man who created the game. It's called Community Connections. Kind of works, well, you'll see in a minute. But let me just, first of all, introduce the panel. I have Miss Sue Vaterlos here. Hi, Sue. How are you?
Hi, Marty. I'm great. Thanks.
What brought you? Yeah, give it up for her. Come on, give it up for her. Nice to what?
Nice to be here today.
It's nice to be anywhere, right? And especially right here, right?
It's a beautiful day in Pacifica, like every other day in Pacifica. It's
gorgeous day in Pacifica. Never, ever see fog in this town. And that Got Fog t-shirt, I have no idea why they said that. Anyway, but it is a beautiful day here in Pacifica, and you guys got to come down here and enjoy it. And the aforementioned and the afore-talked to, but he's still going to twirl that big stick, Mr. Tiger Jazz twirls big stick. Hello, sir.
Hello, Marty. How are you?
I'm doing very good, sir. Are you ready to play a game?
So ready.
He's so ready. He's so ready. Hey, give it up for him, everybody. Give it up for him. And Miss Mary Beer, who at one point in time was actually on our board of directors here at PCT, but now she serves on another board. And in case you don't see, we've got a little trend here going, because these are all sitting city council persons on the City Council of Pacifica. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Marty. So good to be back here.
It's good to see you back here. Give it up for him. All right, you guys ready to play a game? Let me tell you what you're playing for. You got your choice, okay? We got 2 shirts provided to us by the wonderful folks down at John the Sign Guy. That's John and Friends. First one is straight out of Pacifica. I didn't get straight out of the coast side yet, so Half Moon Bay, we love you, but we're going to get straight out of the coast side. How about straight out of HMB? I got one more here. Check this out. What do you think of this? It's Coca-Cola. No, it's Pacifica. All right? So the winner's going to get their pick here. And I got one more, because you guys play first. To the victor go the spoils. So you got one more option here, and this one is called, it's Where in the Fog, Pacifica, California. That's what it says on the back. And what's it say on the front? Got Fog. No idea what they're talking about. No clue. Yeah, you can applaud, Fog. All right, so that's going to be the choices. I'm going to move these out of the way, and I'm going to introduce my man. Where you at? Corey Smith, come on down here and show us how it's done. Bring it. Everybody, our intern, and right now for your purposes, the host of Community Connections, Corey Smith. Come on, Corey, come on over here.
How you guys doing today? Good. All right, so today we have Community Connections. And so the game is, we spin the wheel. You guys get whatever it lands on, you guys get to pick either a vowel, a letter, or you get an extra spin. You get to guess the entire phrase. And if you win the phrase, then you get one of the prizes you've seen here. So it should be exciting. You ready?
Awesome. Let's do it.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and spin for you first. We're going to start with Sue. We're going to start on this side and move our way down. So go ahead and give it a spin for you guys. Yeah. Let's see. You get an extra spin. So what this means is you guess, and then regardless if you are right or wrong, you get an extra spin.
perfect. I'll guess an S. An S?
An S. So let's see. Is S on the list?
Is there an S?
Is there an S?
Well, let's see it.
Yes, there is an S. Thank you, Cammie, for wheel spinning. We have Cammie, wheel spinner. So she has an extra spin, so. Oh, and you lose a turn. Okay, so we're gonna move on. So, could we have another spin? Oh, okay. So, sir, would you like to pick a letter?
T.
T. Is T on the list? It is. All right. All right. Oh. Okay. Turn up. Okay, and so we'll do another spin. Moving along. Okay, and so you have an extra spin as well.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
Oh, okay,
So.
I thought he got to
No, we're moving along. We're moving right along. So, okay, so it's on to you. What would you like to pick?
Can I have an L, please?
An L. L. Is L on the list? Oh, L is not on the list, but you have an extra turn.
Nice. Spin? Right?
Yes. Oh, bunch of spins, bunch of spins.
All right, can I have an A, please?
A is A on the list. A. Oh, it is. Okay, congratulations. Yeah! Oh, all right. Okay, and so you have one. Oh. How many are you going to have? All right, and so let's go for your extra spin.
Yeah.
Oh, and you lose a turn. Okay, so we'll move to Sue. Okay. Spin, please. All right, pick a letter, please.
N.
N. Congratulations, N is on the list. Okay. Thank you for that. Spin, please. Okay, pick a letter, sir.
R.
R. Is there an R? Okay, there is. Congratulations. Several R's. All right. Let's see what this phrase says. Several R's. All right. Let's get another spin. Moving on down the road. And you lose a turn, unfortunately. Moving up the list. Spin, please. Solve. Would you like to solve this phrase?
Who wants to solve it?
You know what? I'm a little too far. I'm getting there, though. So no letters. I can't solve it at this time.
Not ready.
Not ready to solve. All right. So that would be a. Okay, so moving on down. So spin, please. Pick a letter, sir.
L.
L. Let's see. Is L on the list?
L. Do we have an L?
No, that is an L for L. Moving on down. Spin, please. That's a good spin. Okay, extra spin.
Give me a P.
Do you have a P? Is P on the list? Yes, there is a P. All right. Yes. All right, so she has an extra spin. Lose a turn. All right, so we're moving back up. We're almost there. Do you think you know? We'll see. We'll see. With your spin. Oh. Sorry about that. We'll move on down to see your turn, sir. Oh, extra spin, 2 turns.
Y.
Why? Is there a Y? Let's see. There is a Y. Several Ys. Woo! Congratulations, sir. Several Y's. All right. And you have an extra. Oh.
How many Y's you got?
Several Y's.
Why?
Why ask why? Spin again, please. And now we've reached the vowel, so you can only pick a vowel. A, E, I, O, U, sometimes Y.
Let's go with E.
Is there an E?
Is there an E?
Yeah!
Yeah! There's an E. Several E's. Okay. Moving on down. All right.
Wow. If you can't guess it now, I mean, come on.
Spin, please. And pick a letter, please.
F.
F. Is F on the list? Yeah, there's an F. Okay. Okay. Moving back up. Spin, please. Would you like to solve now?
PCT's 45-year anniversary.
Yes, I think that is the phrase. Thank you for that. Let's give it up for her, for Sue. Sue guessed the phrase. She will win the sweatshirt. Right, here you go. Yeah! Let's give it up.
Can we give it up for my man right here, too? Corey. Give it up for Corey, everybody. Corey, the intern, turned TV game show host, Corey Community Connections. All right, everybody, can we give it up for our folks on the dais just one more time? Okay, folks, I got to tell you, that's it, right? That's it. All right, good. All right, so, folks, let me tell you right quick. This past year, like I said, was very, very difficult for a lot of folks, of course, and certainly very difficult for Pacifica Community TV and Pacific Coast Television, serving the entire coast side, but we continued doing the thing for you, and as a matter of fact, we won an award this past year, a wave. That's right, you can give it up for that. So it's the award for a production that we did of the Surf Camp Pacifica, and I'm going to let you take a look at that video right now. Check it out. Here it is, Surf Camp Pacifica, the award winner. Check it out.
Surfing is a combination of sport, leisure, and nature. Hi, this is Christabel Fierros, an intern with Pacific Coast Television. And with the reclosing of gyms, churches, and bars, surfing can be an outlet to cope during the Bay Area's lockdown. We interviewed Todd Johnson from Surf Camp Pacifica and asked him about operating lessons during the pandemic.
So for us, our normal program would go from June 1st through the end of August. This year, due to the whole coronavirus, we were not able to operate at all in June, and our numbers of our camp, our private lessons, we haven't been running our camp at all, which would normally be 30 kids and 15 instructors, 2 sessions a day. We've been cut down to 12 kids in 1 session a day, and they're actually split into 4 small groups. So that those 4 small groups, those kids are only really interacting with their single instructor and the kids that are in their group. And like I said, everybody's got their own space. It's easy to practice 6 feet when we have a whole beach to spread out on, and we're still able to remain a safe distance, also close enough with the instructors that we're being safe out in the water, but still distant enough that we're being safe with the whole regulations. We're out there in nature every day. Obviously, the kids are learning a lot about the tides and the wind and the swell, and kind of putting that all together in their surf day. And they're really getting a strong bond with the environment and our culture as well. Being out there with other surfers and the etiquette that takes to be a part of a surf community, and being safe and having respect for your surroundings, your local other surfers, your equipment and whatnot. It's really nice. They get to be a real part of the surf community. We start at the beginning with, where do waves come from? What makes a wave break? Why does a certain wave break the way it does on a certain day? What the wind does, to the surface of the water and the texture of the wave. Surfing in itself is you're pretty distant from everybody. You're not really, you want to stay away from people as you're actually surfing, for the obvious reason we're not trying to be running into each other, running over each other. But and surfing has been one of the safest activities that people can do in general, just to get out there and let people come in and enjoy the beach, because it is such a beautiful resource that people should be able to come and take advantage of.
Remember I promised you about the big stick? Okay, Jonathan, back up a little bit. Where is he? There he is. Come on over here. Come on over here. It's Tiger Jazz. Twirls, big stick. Back up, buddy. You don't want to be a victim. Here he is. Ready? Okay, twirl that stick, man. Somebody give me some sound effects. Some sound effects in the background. He's twirling that stick. Ladies and gentlemen, I've never seen a stick twirled with such twirlosity in my life. That is amazing.
Help save PCT Studio. Pacifica Community TV has been the voice of the coastside for over 45 years. But right now, we're facing an uphill battle. Without your help, PCT could go away. Your contributions are appreciated and make a difference in the community, and also keeps us in our studio. Visit our website today and click our GoFundMe link. Thank you.
So we're over here having a good time. How's everybody feeling? How you guys feeling?
Yay!
All right, good. So we're here at the PCT Open House, and again, what this is, if you're just tuning in, this is to herald the reopening of the TV studio right here on Crespi Drive, 580 Crespi. I'm going to wax poetic here. I have Miss Mary Beer, who is the mayor of Pacifica. So I'm going to wax poetic about you for just a moment, but before I do, just real quick, folks, this is your community voice. And what that means is that you can come down and make your own TV shows, your own podcasts, your own radio shows, and get that distributed to a wider network than you've ever dreamed of. Right now, on a live podcast, we have the ability to stream out both to the station and to 7 different social media networks simultaneously. Yeah, go ahead and give that a round of applause. So, yes, we're living in a time where, if you're enterprising enough and you follow all the YouTube tutorials, yeah, you can probably put something together at home. But, why? When we could help you to press the easy button. And yes, you could still stay at home, but we're still going to help you to press that easy button. We know that a lot of people don't want to come down here because of COVID. We understand that. So if you don't want to come down to the studio, well, if you do, now's the time, because it's a gorgeous day and we're right across the street from the beach, 580 Crespi Drive. We'll be here till 5 o'clock. But if you don't have to.
And you're not kidding about the easy button, right? And you make it look so good.
No.
So we recorded some podcasts here, and
you and Robbie.
The production was just so professional.
And that's the idea. You know, for a long time, we were like, well, wait a minute, we're going to teach you how to fish. But COVID, you know, all bets were off after that. We were like, hey, if we want to have any shows at all, we're going to have to help people. So you can still do that, and we can still help you, or you can come down here and do it in the more traditional style. If maybe you want to be a student of media and you want to go on, these are 21st century jobs. We can teach you all of it. The hybrid, how to stay at home, do the podcast, or to come down here and do the full production. So that's what we're talking about. And Mary, you know, as it relates, you've been a volunteer and a board member and a supporter of PCT for many years.
I have.
I know you've done these shows with Robbie, and I know you've been involved in various shows, but is there one little, maybe memory or a little tidbit of something that you just think back on and go, right, that's what community media is all about?
Yes, I brought students down here and we made digital stories. And so we got to use the media lab and all the computers, and they each made a digital story, and we were able to share their stories out to the community. It was beautiful. I loved it so much.
And thank you for doing it, because again, really what it takes is it takes you making the effort, right?
Yeah.
It's you, your chutzpah, and you know, you could be a couch potato and you can still make a show. How about that? We can still make it happen. So all you got to do is give us a call, 355-8000. That's in the 650 area code. Answer machines are standing by, because I'm using every available person in this studio right now. But we will get right back to you if you do give us a call and you miss us. Or you can give me a Martin at pacificcoast.tv, and I'll get right back to you, and we'll make it happen. A lot of you do this wonderful thing called the Pacifica Collaborative.
I do.
For the people that don't know, what is it?
The Pacifica Collaborative is a group of community members that come together every month only to support each other, share each other's work, and enrich our community. And really, we get to come together. That is what we do.
And it's primarily comprised of who? Who are the members?
There's so many sectors of the community. There's the Park and Rec, and the schools, and the libraries, the Beach Coalition, PCT's there.
Yeah, a lot of non-governmental agencies like do-gooder groups out there. And folks, I'll tell you, if you want to support, you can. Or if you maybe represent a local organization that does good in the community, how do they get a hold of you, Mary?
Oh, that's a really good question. They can email me at mbeer@jeffersonunion.net.
And it's B-E-I-R.
It's B-I-E-R.
B-I-E-R. M-Beer, I'll get it right. M-B-I-E-R at
jeffersonunion.net.
jeffersonunion.net. Okay, now, when I go into these meetings, I see a lot of heads of organizations that do a lot of wonderful things, supporting our teachers, supporting our youth, supporting our entire community. And I'm always thinking to myself, how can I get them to create a show? Come on, give me some pointers. How do we do it?
Ooh, we should do a Pacifica Collaborative show.
Well, there we go. That's how we do it. Okay.
That would be so fun. And it would be beneficial to the community, because then the community can learn what all these other groups and agencies are doing on a daily, right, to support our community. So that would be so fun. I'm down for that.
I'm down for that too. Okay, but meanwhile, in your work with the city, it's super serious. There are a lot of challenges that we're facing right now, but again, I just love the way you and Tiger, and really the entire current city council. I mean, we really hit a home run with this current city council, because everybody gets it. Everybody likes each other. Everybody listens to, even if you're coming from different spectrum, right?
Yeah.
I know that you don't always believe exactly the same things that Mike O'Neill believes and vice versa, but you guys work together.
And we learn from each other, which I think is just a really unusual thing, is that we can sit up there and lead together and learn from each other at the same time.
So tell me, what are some of the challenges that we face as a city, and what do we have to do to bring everybody together to try to tackle them?
So fiscal sustainability is probably our biggest issue that we're tackling, and we'll continue to, right?
Now, that's an ongoing job every year.
Yeah, because there's not a huge tax base here like other cities. So other cities have much more money than we do. And the only way that we can continue the services is if the community participates in that too. And so looking at different ways to increase our tax revenue or our financial status in general, I think is really important.
Okay. And I bet you, see, one of the things, I bet you a lot of people probably would have thought, she'd never even be thinking about that. given your background, or what people probably imagine your background to be. But here you are. That's the first thing you say. How do we keep the city in financial good stead?
I mean, it's the most important, and we have a city manager who has a really good Vision 2025. You can look it up in the notes from our city meetings, and he's a visionary. And so there are ways that we can move forward. We just have to figure out which one is the very best one for our city.
Give me one more thing that we all need to worry about and tackle, and not worry about, but work on.
Climate change. Yeah. We're all over Pacifica. We're dealing with that. So from our seawall,
obviously,
right? Our seawall is the main thing. We have to protect our homes and businesses there, and then we can talk about forward planning and looking at what that's going to look like in the future. So.
Folks, get involved. Get involved. What's the city's website? I don't want to put you on the spot here, but do we know? Pacifica.org?
Probably.
Is it that easy?
I probably should know that.
Well, look, just cityofpacifica.org. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thanks.
All right, so here it is. Do yourself a favor and get involved.
Yeah.
And but I would also hasten to add, listen. Because I know you've got ideas and I know you want to do things too, but listen, because everybody's got ideas, and again, it takes us all working together.
Yeah, and reach out to us, because that's what we're here for. We're here to talk to you, and we're here to listen to you. And I think that's when I have the most fun, is when I can connect with people one-on-one. Regardless of how we feel about something, there's always a common ground. Always. You just have to be able to get there. It's kind of hard to get there when you're, just behind the screen. So meet me for coffee.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pride to say these words. Mary Beer, Mayor of Pacifica. Give it up for her, everybody.
Thank you, Marty.
Mary.
Thank you, Marty.
I love you. We're going to be right back. Stay right there and watch this because it's super cool. We'll be right back.
Pacific Coast Television provides a platform for community members to put their shows on TV. Let's take a look at some of the shows produced and aired on PCT throughout the years.
Welcome to the only live primetime musical variety show on the west coast of the United States.
But she's talking, Lord above, with someone that she really loves.
It takes rocks and gravel, make a solid roof.
I got some real good TV tonight.
Ready? This is Soundwaves TV.
Let's welcome Kathy Holly and Spotlight.
Welcome to Street Talk for Entrepreneurs, where we reveal what it really takes to build a successful business. Hi, I'm Brandon C. White, and this is Build a Business Success Secrets.
I had to do a special, I think I'm going to call this a season finale with my pal of pals. Mary Beer is in the house. How are you, Mary?
If you have an idea for a show and want to get your message out to the world, PCT can make it happen. For more information, please visit pacificcoast.tv and sign up to become a member. Let's make your show a reality.
All right, look, I have something for you. Are you guys ready for something special? Yeah. Are you ready for something special? Yeah. All right, this is Cammie Ferry from Stockton. Everybody say hi, Cammie. Hi. All right, and this is Jordan Globerson. For the love of God, man, give it up for Jordan Globerson here. Now, we were thinking, what could we do? Now, the whole idea here is that we would like everybody to think about, in their mind, what could I do at PCT? What kind of a show could I do? What kind of a presentation could I do? So we were thinking some outside-the-box stuff. Are you guys ready for some outside-the-box stuff? We call it Theater of the Mind. Who's ready for the Theater of the Mind? Give it up. All right? So here's what we're going to do. Cammie is going to tell us what this poem she's about to read. And here on a very, very, very unique, never before seen on PCT, and probably you've never seen it in your lifetime, musical instrument. It's called the Lodestar. It's Jordan Globerson and his amazing Lodestar accompanying Cami Ferry, Theater of the Mind. Cami, tell us what you're going to read and go for it. Give it up for him.
Thank you. Woo! This is an excerpt from The Magic Stone by Tracy Robinson from Insomniacs, Inc. The Traveler. To some, I am the traveler, though this is not my name. I do not have a family, nor know from which world I came. I streak across the universe by way of heaven's gate, sometimes saving the innocent, sometimes altering fate. I'm guided by the spirits who whisper in my head. On planet Earth, I once was told they're voices of the dead. If you look up into the vastness of the sky, you'd see the worlds that interact, though you would not know why. The darkness contains many worlds, each different from the next. Some have little technology, while others are complex. I walk the shores of Solana, a world which I have known. Queen Sasha fought a valiant quest to find the magic stone. The spirits sent me there to help. Her queendom was at stake. I meant to balance what was left of good, for goodness sake. I fought that day with earnest upon the beach's sand, with other warrior women against mercenaries of man. Xenor is a planet where fairies live and rule. But even small and spry creatures can find ways to be cruel. I've spent some time on Monsterland, where savages reside. All other forms of life are prey, which run in fear and hide. I have been known by many names. Each language is distinct. Though worlds are different, some have more in common than you think. Good and bad are everywhere. There's justice and there's crime. Prejudice also exists, from outward to sublime. Aquina is a world in which the beams look like glass. As one goes made of liquid you can see as one goes floating past. The spirits guide my travels to where I'm needed most, so that I'm always welcomed by whomever may be host. You look towards the heavens, you gaze up the sky, but hardly would you ever think, but there for the grace go I.
Yeah! Take a bow. Ladies and gentlemen, Cami Ferry, Jordan Globerson, and the Lodestar. We'll be right back.
Pacific Coast TV has been connecting the San Mateo coastside through public, education, and government access television since 1977. As your local media center, we have provided a home for local personalities, performers, and artists to share their craft through one-of-a-kind programming.
long gone singing.
There you go. Now shake that thing.
Many ongoing television series have called PCT home throughout the years.
But you know what I mean.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
What is she here?
Consistent coverage of local events and government meetings continue to bring the community closer together. PCT needs you now more than ever. The business complex housing PCT has been sold. Our individual unit is being offered for sale. We urgently need your donations to help keep PCT in its home. Please donate today by calling 650-355-8000 and leaving a message. Or visit our website at www.pacificcoast.tv to donate online now. We truly appreciate your help. Now, back to the show.
Have you ever wanted to make a late night talk show? Do you think that's out of your reach? Well, it is not. And in this presentation, I'm going to show you how you can do that with PCT's help, as well as giving you a history of American late night television. Additionally, if you have any questions, you can come into this room after I'm done and ask them. All right, let's take it away. Late night television was pioneered by giants such as Steve Allen, Jack Paar, and Johnny Carson. However, the first late night talk show was hosted by Faye Emerson, although she is relatively unknown today. Late night talk shows originated in radio. The first late night talk show was, as I said, Faye Emerson, and it was only about 15 minutes long. In contrast, when The Tonight Show started on NBC, it ran for 105 minutes. Okay, now we're going to talk about The Tonight Show and the history of this incredible institution in late night talk show history. So, as we've already talked about Faye Emerson and her show, but now we're going to talk about the first host of The Tonight Show, Steve Allen. Now, Steve Allen started hosting The Tonight Show in 1954, and he hosted the show until 1957, when he left and was replaced by Jack Paar. One interesting thing that happened during Jack Parr's tenure is he actually walked off the show during a taping after learning that a risque joke had been cut out. He eventually returned, but left the show in 1962 and was eventually replaced by Johnny Carson. Now, as you can see, this is a picture of Carson with his longtime sidekick, Ed McMahon. Carson dominated the field for 30 years until his retirement in 1992. That led to a fight over his replacement. And we'll talk about that because that has to do with Jay Leno and David Letterman and stuff like that. So first, let's talk about David Letterman. So David Letterman was a guest host on The Tonight Show and was the host of Late Night, which ran after Johnny Carson. And he hosted Late Night from, I think, in the 1980s to 1993. And then there's Leno. Leno was named the permanent guest host of The Tonight Show. And so they were both in the running for the job when Johnny retired. So Jay Leno eventually got the show, and late night host David Letterman moved to CBS. Now, something similar to this fight happened in 2009, and basically what happened is Conan O'Brien worked it into his contract that he would stay at NBC, and then he would get The Tonight Show in 5 years, and that ended up being in 2009. The contract he worked out was in 2005. So what ended up happening was Conan got The Tonight Show, and NBC gave Jay Leno a primetime show that ran right before his, and that didn't do too well. And also his Conan's show didn't do too well either. So he ended up losing the show, and Jay Leno came back, and then Jay Leno took over the show again. And then Jay Leno actually, he hosted the show again from 2010 to 2014. So this brings me to the modern late night talk show era. In 2002, Jimmy Kimmel Live debuted. It premiered on ABC, and like I said, in 2014, Jay Leno retired, and Jimmy Fallon took over hosting the show. Now, he is the current host today. He's been hosting since 2014. In 2015, David Letterman also retired, and he was replaced by Stephen Colbert. My next question is, what would you do if you could host a late-night talk show or a talk show? You might be thinking, that sounds great, but how can I do that? Well, you can at Pacific Coast TV. Whether you prefer in-studio or virtual, talk show or podcast, PCT can help you make your show a reality. So let's just take a look at some of the shows that have premiered on Pacific Coast TV over the years and still do. You have the Bruce Latimer Show, Spotlight with Kathy Hawley, Special Moments with Stevie D, and Robbie's World, hosted by Robbie Bancroft. Additional shows on PCT that have been not necessarily comedy-oriented were Democracy Now!, which is a show focusing on current and world events, and Sound Waves, which is a show that centers around music. So, you might be asking, okay, how can I be a producer at PCT? So the first step is to become a member of PCT for $20 a year. The next step is to get production experience. You're going to need to complete 2 studio workshops. What's available is floor manager, camera, and lighting. You're also going to need to complete 2 control room workshops. That means working in the control room, directing the show and doing stuff in there, which are audio engineer and character generator, as well as videotape operator. Step 3 is you're going to need to do some paperwork. So you're going to have to review and understand the producer's packet, write a written proposal to the executive director, and sign the producer's agreement and indemnification form. So now, congratulations! You may now work with Jason to schedule a studio taping. Well, thank you for watching my presentation. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
Oh, look, they're on now. Hey, the red lights are on. How about that? She said she saw no red light. And then right as if on cue, red light. Hi, Sue. How are you?
Hi, Marty. I'm well. How are you?
Oh, girlfriend, we just thought we'd show up. Whatever. We're in the studio. By the way, folks, if you're just tuning in, you are watching the Pacific Coast Television. This is our 45-year anniversary. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let me hear it, Jordan. Let me hear it. Open house. The open house. No, don't hit the button. We don't want that one. No, not that one, Jordan. The ding-ding is okay. Thank you. Very good. Very good. Very good. But see, here's the thing, and this is when we say 45 years, this is what we mean. And I see Sue over there. Hi, Sue over there. We've got a lot of Sues around here. There she is. Hi, Sue DeGree.
I couldn't see her behind the other
That's Sue DeGree. She's over there behind the camera. Hi, Sue.
Hi.
Sue, it's Sue.
We've met,
yes. So here's the thing, folks at home, if you're just watching, we're up and down the coastside, Half Moon Bay, Pescadero, all the way to Pacifica, Mid-Coast. We're here for you. We are your community voice. And for 45 years as a nonprofit, so that's what we're celebrating, 45, we've been here for you. Now, the actual incept date, and this is, you're going to like this. I just told somebody, but 1965. And you know what that means? I was in a conference last week, and guess what we found out? We found out that the Alliance for Community Media, the head of the Alliance for Community Media, has come out and said, yes, this is the oldest community media center in the world.
Awesome. In the world?
Yeah, because we invented this stuff. There weren't any community media centers before the United States did it. And so when I was sitting in that room, I got to tell you, I had a few goosebumps. Okay, it was something special. So it's an auspicious occasion. Yes, it's 45 years as a nonprofit, but actually, you can tack on at least another 12, 13 years. I don't know, my math is not serving me today, but you can tack on a few more years on top of that. And again, the idea is to let you have your voice be heard. That's public. Very important. The community. Democracy starts with the community. Education, the educational system, that is your democracy in action, believe it or not. Think about it. And most importantly, if not more so, but at least as importantly, government. Yeah. Right? And as if on cue, here she is. Hi.
Hi.
One of our wonderful city council persons here in the beautiful, warm, and sunny town of Pacifica, California. Sue Beckmeyer, it's a pleasure. Thank you for dropping in. We appreciate you. And thank you for jumping on a mic as soon as I saw you. What's going on?
What's going on? Well, today was a busy day. There's always a lot happening in Pacifica. I had to make sure I was here to celebrate this auspicious moment.
Thank you.
I was hurrying back from a day of service, an environmental day of service over at Coyote Point.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, it's right here. Rotary.
It's all right there.
Rotary
with the
District,
Rotary? Okay.
5150, which I love that number. It's
5150?
Yeah, I love it. And yes, it was celebrated in 3 counties, San Mateo, Santa Clara, and Marin, I think it was. So all kinds of booths of interesting information about how we can be more environmentally careful, about use of energy, about use of water. They had an electronic vehicle and e-bike demonstration area. It was a fantastic event. I was really, really happy to be there.
Well, I'm very happy that you were there. I know we got a lot of other things going on in the city. Anything that you want to hit the kids to? Maybe some stuff going on in San Mateo County that people should get involved with?
Well, can I talk about PCT?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Here's what I think. I think everyone...
Not yet. Wait for it. Okay, go ahead.
I think everyone should have an opportunity and should take the opportunity to come and see what is available to you as a community member at PCT. I always have to check myself and remember it's not Pacifica Community Television. It is Pacific Coast Television.
Yeah.
And it's Pacific Coast Television because you've taken on so much work. This organization is bringing democracy into everyone's door, into your computer screen, into your phone, listening into meetings. I mean, I see what you do. I see what you do firsthand when I bring my students here. That's the other piece.
Oh, I was going to mention that if you didn't.
Yeah.
Can you tell the folks a little bit about your other life as a teacher?
That's true. It's not really my life as a teacher. It's my life as a librarian, and I teach. And I have the pleasure of having a 7th and 8th grade it's a elective class that has focused in the past exclusively on media relations and media and everything to do with learning how to use different kinds of media. And it occurred to me, this was a few years ago, we have a TV station across the street from Cabrillo School, and why not? And so you were so kind and gracious, brought the group over and had a little tour, and then we put together a program. And Jason's helped us so much; it's just been fantastic.
Yeah, no, and it's really nice to see the kids saying, "Wow," and then having their minds kind of like piqued with the curiosity and with the potential.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's so much of a pleasure. I just can't say enough of a thank you, Sue, for what you do on the daily. I know that you guys suffer a lot. You have a lot of opinions and a lot of folks coming at you with stuff that they want. And again, I loved, we had Mary Beer in here earlier, and she said, hey, look, everybody's coming at it because they want the best.
That's right.
And no matter if we have to suffer slings and arrows, she said, it's because we're trying to get something done. So but at the same time, I can't imagine it feels good all the time. So I want to say to you, thank you for stepping into the breach, right? For taking the shots and understanding that it's all for a higher purpose and trying to work toward those common goals that we all share in the town and in our community.
Absolutely. It all comes out of a place of love, right? People are passionate because they love this community. They love their neighborhood. They love the ocean. They want to see everything perpetuate and move forward for their children and their children's children. And, we've just got to find that common ground. I think that's what it really boils down to. It sounds trite. It sounds like, politicians always say that. We got to find that common ground. Mm-hmm. It's the only way things are going to work. Mm-hmm. And we certainly have seen stagnation and division at the highest levels of government in this country. And we are not seeing it here in Pacifica. We're not going to do that. We're not doing it. When I joined the council, that was my first focus. We got to find common ground. We got to show people this can be done. We can do this. We can come to something from different points of view. A friend of us all over the years, Eric Rishames, really said it very well. We can disagree without being disagreeable. And I took that to heart when we were in the library campaign, because there was some disagreeable pushback on that project to get a new library built in Pacifica. Haven't given up on that. Still looking forward to making that happen.
One day it's going to happen.
One day it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. Thank you. Thank you. We just got to get the right project, the right time, and get everybody, all the stakeholders together. That's right. That would be a good time to push that button. That's right. Well, Sue, thank you. No, you've been fantastic, and thank you for doing it. Thank you for keep doing it.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Folks, we're going to be out run to a little bit of a break. Stay right there, and when we come back, the musical stylings of Mr. Rudy Evenhouse. You know him as an intern, and you're going to see him as an artist. Stay right there.
Complex that houses PCT has been sold, and we have the opportunity to purchase our unit. In order to purchase the unit, we need your help. You can go to our website, www.pacificcoast.tv, to donate to our GoFundMe. Your donation will help support community media in the years to come.
Hi, I'm Bob West. Now, you may not know my face, but you may be familiar with this big guy. Hi there! It's me, Barney the Dinosaur! I have been all over the world helping friends, young and old, learn many wonderful things and having fun doing it. That's why I'm here at Pacific Coast Television, because they help people too. PCT has been teaching and entertaining and sharing local meetings and events with their friends in Pacifica and on the coast side since 1977, and that's a long time. Happy birthday to PCT! And for their birthday, they're making a very special wish, a forever home, right? Right. The station needs to raise money to buy their current studio or move to a new one. Won't you help them with a donation so that they can keep helping you? That would be stupendous!
Hi, I'm Farrah Walton. My very first internship was with Pacific Coast TV. They taught me so many valuable skills and lessons that I have now taken with me to Abilene, where I am the new weekend anchor and reporter. So thank you, PCT, for teaching me lots of valuable skills.
My name is Marty Anaya, and on behalf of Jason Francisco, our production supervisor, our entire board of directors, and all the wonderful people here at PCT, we just want to say thank you so very much for being a part of our coastside community. I don't care if you're in Half Moon Bay, Pescadero, I don't care if you are on the mid-coast, you're a part of this community. And you know what? Even if you don't want to come into the studio, we can still find a way to get you involved. Okay, so if you want to get involved and get active, it's 650-355-8000. Again, 650-355-8000. Just give us a call or go to that website, pacificcoast.tv. All right? So we love you. And again, we're going to be saying not goodbye, but so long for now. And here to help us do it is my man, Mr. Rudy Evenhouse. And he's going to play us out. We thank you. We love you. And again, let's see 45 more years of community media. Rudy, take it away.